Now, before this video on Saturn can begin, I would like to make a quick announcement that unfortunately Uranus and Neptune are not going to be featured in this second season of Journey Through Space because we just don't have that much information on them. Because Uranus is over 1.8 billion miles away, while Neptune is 2.7 billion miles away. So, because of how far they are, and because of the information that we got from, well, about them thanks to Voyager 2, we don't know that much about them. So, unfortunately, Uranus and Neptune are going to be skipped for this season, but hopefully, sometime down the line in the future season of this series, we may come back home here to the solar system and do Uranus and Neptune if we do get more information on them. And I just want to clear that up. And also, guys, this video is actually going to be going up today, right now, as you're watching this right now and as we speak. And I really hope that despite COVID, I really hope that y'all are having a amazing, well, we'll have a amazing Christmas break, especially if you celebrate it. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then, well, I hope that you'll have a good rest of this COVID year, because man, 2020 has been just all COVID. But hopefully by, well, according to what I heard, by March, the COVID cases should start dying down. Now, that's what I'm actually hoping. Because, well, I have plans, man. Like, I have so much stuff going on that it's just unbelievable. But hopefully, when the James Webb Space Telescope launches, which, yes, I will be doing a video on that as well. But overall, I just wanted to make this quick part of the beginning of this video so that y'all will know why Uranus and Neptune are not going to be featured in this series anytime soon, because it's because of the lack of information that we have on them. So anyway, I will now let y'all watch this video that took me almost 2.5 weeks to get done. And I really hope that y'all have a amazing Christmas break, and I will see y'all next time. Peace out, hombres, and enjoy the video. Saturn. The most beautiful planet in the solar system, thanks to its 7 magnificent rings that span all around the gas giant. And its rings defy its beauty. This gas giant has had its rings since they first began to take shape during the time of the dinosaurs. And every time people look at them, they can't help but admire the planet's beauty thanks to its rings. And Saturn is definitely the one who deserved those rings. From its largest planet-like moon, Titan, to the icy Enceladus, the one that has helped Saturn's rings grow throughout the past 150 million years. In this third episode of the second season of Journey Through Space, we will be diving into the history of Saturn, and especially exploring the Cassini mission. Now, bow before the Queen of the Rings, and the Queen of the Solar System, Saturn.
Like with Jupiter before, there is no other planet in the solar system that's quite like Saturn. And its rings give off that statement. Being the second largest planet in the solar system, and essentially being the queen of the solar system, Saturn is a planet that definitely deserved that title. Named after the Roman god of agriculture and wealth, and also named after the father of Jupiter, Saturn is a planet that definitely represents what its god is representing, even though the Romans and the Greeks aren't around anymore. Saturn has a really, really long story, but however, its rings, on the other hand, had a completely different story behind them. Saturn didn't have its rings always, because billions of years ago when Saturn formed, it was essentially a naked planet with nothing around it. But as all that time went on, Saturn began to show its true form. 150 million years ago, during the golden age of dinosaurs in the late Jurassic, Saturn's rings began to take shape. Its rings are formed from millions of pieces of rock and ice, which range from the size of a grain of sand to the size of a house, and even the size of a small car. As its rings began to take shape, Saturn's gravity caused all comets and asteroids that came near it to be crushed into smaller pieces, which eventually became its rings. And its rings grow today thanks to one of its moons. And these are the two moons of this phenomenally beautiful planet. But one of them is very important for the future of studying Saturn.
To Galileo in 1610, the ringed planet appeared as 3 stars, with 2 small ones touching one large, prompting Galileo to declare that Saturn must have ears. But in 1655, using more advanced optics, Christian Huygens unmasked the apparition as a flat ring circling a spherical planet. 20 years later, Giovanni Domenico Cassini discerned that it was not one ring, but several, with gaps between them.
But there is more to Saturn's rings than you think, because floating inside one of Saturn's rings is one of Saturn's moons called Mimas. Saturn is a planet that is full of mystery. These are its rings, which range from grains of sand to a large house, and they float all around the gas giant, and they're still growing to this day.
This incredible footage, which was captured by Cassini, which I'll go into the mission later, has given us a better picture of Saturn's magnificent rings. But these rings have different layers. on the inside, we have the A ring, B ring, C ring, and D ring on the outside, the E ring, the F ring, and the G ring on the outside. And on each part of Saturn's rings, they have different shades. Because as you can see here, the G ring has this strange misty shape. Well, not really shape, but you get what I mean. But again, which I'll go into the mission later, Cassini has given us a better look at Saturn's rings and what they're like. Its rings are basically disc-shaped layers of rock and ice that float all around this beautiful gas giant. As I said before, Saturn's rings are made from billions of pieces of comets and asteroids that whenever they came near the gas giant, Saturn's powerful gravity crushed them into little pieces and chunks, of which Saturn's gravity attracted them, and now because of that, these pieces are trapped in Saturn's gravity, and the rings are basically their prison cells, per se. But Saturn's rings continue to grow to this day, and day after day, and as time goes on, we continue to observe this beautiful gas giant's rings. We're basically making sure that its rings are looking their best and that there's nothing funky going on with them. But it's easier said than done, especially since we are now just doing telescopes and not sending any more space probes to Saturn. But again, that I'll be going on to later. But Saturn has a lot of mystery for us to unravel. But as time goes on, we will unlock more secrets about this beautiful gas giant. But apart from tholins being inside Saturn's rings, one thing about Saturn, well, two things about Saturn, are now giving us more and more goals to achieve so that we can learn more about this magnificent gas giant. And those two things are two of its Galilean moons, of which Galileo discovered them after he discovered the gas giant back in 1610. And these are its two moons. This is Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Quite frankly, one of the largest moons in the solar system, half the size of our moon, Luna. But Titan has captured the attention of lots of astronomers and scientists for years, and it holds great potential for uncovering many secrets that have yet to be unraveled in the mystery of the solar system. But Titan here is an oddball out of all the other moons in the solar system. As its name implies, Titan holds many secrets that have yet to be unraveled. And as you can see here, from this video captured by Cassini, underneath Titan's thick atmosphere are lakes of not water, but liquid methane. Titan has a heavily covered methane atmosphere. And even though we don't really know that much about Titan yet we continue to gather more information about Titan thanks to Cassini from being to Titan and giving us all this information. But Titan still has a lot more mysteries in store for us to uncover. And one of them is if Titan is capable of supporting life as we know it. So far, that hasn't been confirmed. But later on, we will be able to conclude that Titan may or may not be able to sustain life as we know it. As you can see in this video, as we descend through Titan's clouds, we already have methane storms raining down on the moon. But as we get past the clouds, we enter a completely different world. Lakes, rivers, and even oceans of liquid methane and ethane spread all across the Titan moon's surface. All of this is pretty similar to Earth, except that it's liquid methane and not water. And the surface of Titan, besides the lakes of liquid methane, is frozen liquid nitrogen and rock. But though we're not too entirely sure of what exactly Titan's surface is like. And that right there is the Huygens probe, which landed on Titan in 2005. It gave us all this information about the moon so far. Even though we don't know exactly what Titan sounds like, this is what others think the large moon sounds like. And this is the sound of Titan's surface as the Huygens probe descends onto this moon. This is the icy moon of Saturn, Enceladus. The one that has been helping Saturn's rings grow throughout the past 150 million years, which Cassini has had the pleasure of flying through the geysers that are underneath the icy moon. Enceladus is basically like Europa, but is a bit different from Jupiter's moon Europa. But Enceladus has a completely different story behind it. But like Europa, Enceladus has scrapes, scratches, impact craters, and even frozen water oceans all across its surface. And astronomers and scientists believe that underneath the surface of Enceladus could be alien life that's like on Jupiter's moon Europa. But the problem is, we need to get down to Enceladus to figure that out. The geysers underneath Enceladus are shooting out liquid, water, and ice into space, which then gets absorbed into Saturn's rings, causing them to grow larger and larger. But the geysers also have an effect on Saturn, audially, which I'll get into that later. This is the sound of the icy moon of Saturn, Enceladus. April 6, 1973, the Pioneer 11 spacecraft set off for the ring gas giant Saturn. Pioneer 11 got to visit and study and explore the ring gas giant before Cassini did in 1997. But Pioneer 11's mission was a very important step in learning about our solar system's ring beauty, Saturn. Pioneer 11's mission to Saturn was unlike any other spacecraft that has ever been out there before. And Pioneer 11 was the very first spacecraft to visit the ring gas giant. And that is how Pioneer 11 got its name. It was basically the pioneer of exploring the outer planets. And Pioneer 11 here first flew by Jupiter, and then on September 1st, 1979, Pioneer 11 arrived at Saturn. It got to study this ring gas giant. And as y'all are about to see later on as this goes on, this is actual footage from the Pioneer 11 mission. But as you're seeing here, Pioneer 11 got to get a up-close and personal look at this beautiful ring gas giant. And it also got to observe its largest moon, Titan. And if it weren't for Pioneer 11, we would not know anything earlier about Saturn if it wasn't for this incredible spacecraft. But Pioneer 11 gave us so many great information and data on this ring gas giant, which Cassini would do the rest later on between 1997 and 2017. Now, what we are about to watch now is the actual footage from the mission.
We received several pictures yesterday afternoon and evening, and we'd like to run through some of those now. This is the one that came in here at about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. This is by far the most spectacular picture we have so far. This is raw data. It has not been processed in any way. We can see the big banded planet, and of course the ring system is very prominent in this picture. Also prominent is Saturn's largest moon, Titan, in the upper right-hand corner. Titan is a very large moon, 3,600 miles in diameter, almost planet-sized. So the Pioneer Saturn mission continues to go very, very well. We're about 50 hours now from closest approach on Saturday morning. This is Pioneer Saturn mission operations.
The spaceship dodged space debris to do it. Channel 8's Steve Newman watched it happen at Pioneer Space Control in California. And here's his report.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a mission. The Pioneer Saturn spacecraft has survived the crossing of the ring plane. The telemetry continues to come in. It's perfectly normal.
The pictures we're getting back now are good, but not as colorful as the ones from Jupiter earlier this year. Besides Pioneer being built from an earlier technology than Voyager, it boils down to a matter of sheer distance. There's a 9-foot dish a billion miles away sending back data. The coded information in the signals was coming back at half the speed than from Jupiter. This was to make sure that it's received ungarbled over the additional distance. That was planned. But yesterday, signals had to be cut in half again because of some problems at the Goldstone tracking station. This makes the pictures half as small and also has the effect of putting a small telephoto lens on Pioneer. What we are seeing from the computer-enhanced pictures are a possible new moon, a little to the upper left of the ring, and there's another ring layer farther out than we've been able to see from Earth. On the gas surface of the planet, the images show a jet stream rushing over the polar region. Other colors seen confirm what scientists have predicted the chemical composition of Saturn to be. With more computer enhancement and a study over the next few days, Saturn should reveal more of the secrets and give us a better idea of the original gases that went into making up our solar system.
Pioneer now heads for Titan. It's Saturn's largest moon and the most likely candidate for supporting some kind of life. The temperature and chemicals there may be just right for some form of organic molecules to have developed. And in those signals from Titan tomorrow, we'll know a little bit more about conditions favoring life beyond Earth. Steve Newman, Channel 8 News at the Ames Research Center in Mountain View, California.
But sadly, and unfortunately, Pioneer 11 disappeared from radio contact on November 24th of 1995. And to this day, nobody knows where Pioneer 11 is at now. According to the research I've done, it's now in the constellation of Saturn. But unfortunately, Pioneer 11's transmitter went quiet, as I said, on November 24th, 1995. So to this day, we have no idea where Pioneer 11 has gone or what has happened to it. But this is a mystery that not even Scooby and the gang are going to be able to solve, unfortunately.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the Cassini spacecraft on a
On October 15th, 1997, the spacecraft Cassini launches and sets off for the rain gas giant Saturn. Its mission was to help us learn more about Saturn and its two Galilean moons, Titan and Enceladus. This is a mission that would teach us a lot more about this rain beauty than we have ever known before.
Stand by for solid rocket booster separation in 2 minutes. All things are go. Solid rocket boosters have been jet. 149 and 5150. Solid rock separation. Item 152. About 24 miles at altitude, 57 miles downrange, velocity 4,317 miles per hour. Velocity 6,636 miles per hour.
After getting a gravity assist boost from Venus, Cassini first made its way towards the colossal gas giant Jupiter, mainly to test out its cameras and all of the equipment that it has on board. This time lapse, as you can see here, is a time lapse of Cassini's approach to Jupiter. It's a bit choppy, but this was a good opportunity for Cassini to test out its equipment, including its camera and detectors of all kinds. Even though this video is not exactly at the best quality, this should give y'all an idea of what Cassini was mainly doing as it was making its way towards Saturn. But first, it had to make a quick stop at Jupiter to test out its onboard equipment. And then after that, Cassini would make it to its primary target, the gas giant Saturn. On December 30th, 2000, Cassini made its closest approach to the ring gas giant Saturn. Now this is where its long mission of exploring and studying the gas giant begins. As you can see here, this incredible video, of which was captured by Cassini, is of it making its closest approach to the ring gas giant. And as you just saw there, it passed by its icy Galilean moon Enceladus, and it flew right through one of its rings. But this was not the end of the mission, because Cassini would go on to continue studying this beautiful ring gas giant for the next 20 years. And this is how its mission went.
This was the beginning of one of the greatest missions that has ever taken place. Cassini would greatly help us in learning more about this beautiful rain gas giant of the solar system. And thanks to Cassini, we got lots and lots of important information about our rain gas giant that is unlike any other planet in the solar system. Next, Cassini mapped out Saturn's Galilean icy moon, Enceladus. And as you can see here, Enceladus is covered in craters, scratches, and all kinds of marks that scatter all across the icy moon's surface. And in the process, Cassini had the pleasure of flying by right underneath Enceladus, of which is where the icy moon's geysers shot downwards, and Cassini was showered by these water ice crystals that were shooting out from underneath this icy moon. What y'all are about to hear now is the eerie sound of Saturn that Cassini captured as it approached Enceladus and its rings. As it continued on with its mission, Cassini then gave us a look at yet another of Saturn's moons called Helling, of which this moon, to me, looks like an asteroid. But this, believe it or not, is one of Saturn's many moons. I don't remember the exact number of Saturn's moons, but this one, to me, is one of the more strange looking moons, because it's shaped more like a asteroid or a meteor than a moon. I never even knew this moon was there. Interesting. Then, Cassini snapped a bunch of amazing pictures of Saturn's rings and how they work, because as you can see here, this time-lapse video, which was captured by Cassini as it continued to observe Saturn's rings throughout the past several days of it studying the rings of this beautiful gas giant. However, of all the pictures from the Cassini mission, my favorite of all time is this one, the one they call the pale blue dot. As you can see here, Cassini captured this beautiful photo of the dark side of Saturn, its rings, and that bright blue speck, which is us, from 87.4 million miles away. To me, this is the best picture ever from the Cassini mission. And as you can see here, that arrow that is pointing to is Earth, from all the way here at Saturn. What y'all are about to hear now are all the audio clips that were captured by Cassini during the mission. First up, the sound of Cassini diving through Saturn's rings. Next, the sound of lightning on the gas giant. The bow shock produced by Saturn as Cassini came within contact of its magnetosphere. And last but not least is the creepy and eerie radio emissions from Saturn and Enceladus. what y'all are watching right now is the incredible footage of the Cassini's little passenger, the Huygens probe, being launched and is about to touch down on Titan in 2005. And the Huygens probe gave us the best look ever of Saturn's largest moon, Titan. And to this day, the Huygens probe is still resting on this large moon. Of which, yes, the Huygens probe will still be there by the time we arrive at Titan and begin to colonize it in around the next few centuries or so. Because with the current technology that we have available, we cannot get to Titan like how the Huygens probe got to Titan aboard Cassini. Because this ain't like Mass Effect or Halo or any of those space games y'all have been hearing about and playing throughout the years. The Huygens probe is basically the very first thing from Earth to ever land on the surface of Titan. And if it weren't for the Huygens probe, we would never have known exactly what Titan's surface looks like if it hadn't given us this perfect sneak peek preview of the surface of this super large Galilean moon of this beautiful rained gas giant, Saturn. It has been an absolutely incredible 20 years that Cassini has served us and helped us understand more about Saturn and its two large Galilean moons, Titan and Enceladus. But unfortunately, what you're looking at here is Cassini's last look at the rain gas giant, because what is about to happen now is what NASA has planned for and called the grand finale. on September 15th of 2017, after getting a final gravity assist boost from Titan, Cassini plunged directly into Saturn's atmosphere. This is the grand finale. Cassini starts flying into Saturn's atmosphere while still gathering the last bit of information about the gas giant as Cassini continues its descent into the skies over Saturn. This was the end of the incredible mission of Cassini, and as you can see here, as Cassini continues to go further and further inside Saturn, this incredible spacecraft, who flew over 1 billion miles in total, it begins to dive directly into Saturn's atmosphere, burning up like a meteor and becoming a part of the gas giant forever. So now a part of us is part of this beautiful ringed gas giant. With all this information about this beautiful ring gas giant that we have gotten so far, thanks to Pioneer 11 and Cassini, Saturn will continue to be admired, especially with its 7 magnificent rings. Will forever admire us of our handiwork of studying this beautiful ring gas giant. But this gas giant still has a lot of mysteries for us to unravel and lots of secrets for us to unlock. But further down the line, we will know more about Saturn, especially how it originally formed, how it works, everything. Even though Cassini and Pioneer 11 gave us brief information on just that, this gas giant still has a lot of mystery that is in store for us. Titan, on the other hand, is going to provide us with the perfect haven for our future if Earth does eventually get scorched by the red giant sun in the next 5.7 billion years. Enceladus, on the other hand, will provide us with lots of ways to explore life outside of Earth, and Enceladus is among them. But like I said in the very beginning of the video, this is the end of the second season of Journey Through Space, featuring the Queen of the Rings and the Queen of the Solar System, Saturn. In 2033, a little drone called Dragonfly will arrive on Titan and fly across its surface, exploring the surface of Titan while resting on the ground during the Titan nights and flying across the skies of Titan during the day, which will give us an entirely new look on Titan's surface. But until then, Dragonfly will provide us with all the information that we need to know about this moon that may provide us with a new haven home for the future of mankind. As I said earlier in the video, I really hope y'all have had will have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because a few days after New Year's of pre-COVID 2021, we will be visiting the dwarf planets of the solar system, which will start with Ceres of the asteroid belt, and then making our way over 4 billion miles away to visit Pluto, Eris, Haumea, Makemake, Sedna, Quair, Orcus, and Gongon, as well as their moons. And until then, Merry Christmas, everyone, and have a Happy New Year. And I will see you all next time on the 3rd season of Journey Through Space. See y'all next time.